Hi again, Wisdom for Women Only, still in Deuteronomy 28, still talking about the curses that God has placed, I believe, on the United States. Madness. There's a lot of mental illness in this country. How many people are not on antidepressants? I think it's astonishing how many people are on drugs to elevate their mood, either, prescribed antidepressants, or prescription drugs for pain, chronic pain, which, I think the studies show that Tylenol and Motrin are just as effective at pain as the narcotics are, but, the narcotics make you feel better. And I think people are just feeling badly, and I think people don't know their God. We're getting a very weak message about God and the Bible in most of our church system. We're not convicted. We're not worried about sin. We don't know God. And our life is very lukewarm and very bland. And people need drugs. And there's a lot of insanity these days. Criminally insane, sociopaths, narcissists, women who have personality disorders such as borderline personality disorder, schizophrenia. 1 in maybe 80 or 40, I don't remember the number, but it's a huge number of little boys being born with autism. I mean, you can't even relate to somebody with severe autism. It's awful. I think it's a curse, and God is cursing our beautiful little children. And we're not even taking care of our beautiful little children. I'll get to that in a minute. We will grope at noonday. We will not prosper, and we will only be oppressed and spoiled evermore. You will marry a wife, but another man will lie with her. Aren't we seeing that? I mean, how much fornication and adultery are we seeing in this world, in this country? We will build a house and not live in it, plant a vineyard and not gather the grapes thereof. Your ox will be slain before your eyes. Your ass will be taken away and not restored to you. Your sons and your daughters will be given to another people. Well, we have that in a large scale here in the foster care system. Too many of us ladies are getting pregnant out of wedlock. We're not the stronger gender. Our husbands are. Women are considered the weaker vessel according to God. Now, most Christians don't read their Bible, don't believe it if they read it, and don't believe that. But that's the Bible. That's what our Creator says. He said our husbands are supposed to rule over us and be the head of the house. So if we don't have a husband in our home being our head and raising our children, we aren't that good a parent. We're weak, we're pushovers, we're all about feelings and emotion. We're not so much about logic. Men are. That's why we make a great team as parents. And we're not raising producing children and then sleeping with other men, inviting other men, many of whom are predators or who don't love children and will not love our children, into our home and into our family and into our bed. This is sin, it's evil, and it's wrong. God will judge us for it, and fornication will result in the lake of fire. We need to repent. We can't be doing this. Our sons and daughters are going into foster care. This is terrible. These people don't love our children. I don't think most women really love their children if they're producing children out of wedlock. It's a selfish thing. I want a baby. That's selfish. I want to go on welfare. That's selfish. The government will give us Medicaid. That's selfish. I'm glad the government can provide and help us if we're legitimately poor through no fault of our own, but we shouldn't be willingly and knowingly choosing to go into poverty by having children out of wedlock and bringing them up in poverty. Like 90-some% of all children born out of wedlock are raised in poverty. This is terrible. Don't we love our children? I don't think we do. I don't think we have selfless love. We have selfish love. So we got to be different. We got to repent of these things, ladies.